You made a budget, a really good one. You knew your income, you listed your expenses, and you allocated everything carefully. And then, out of nowhere, in 1 month, something goes wrong. You get an unexpected expense, or you face a bad week, or maybe in a moment of weakness, your whole budget gets blown, just like that. And so you stopped. Not because the budget was bad, or because budgeting was not working, but because you had a thought that felt completely logical in the moment. If I cannot do this perfectly, then there is no point doing it at all. That thought is one of the most expensive thoughts in personal finance, and today we are going to dismantle it completely. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why budgets fail, even good ones, and what to do instead of quitting when things go wrong. Let us get into it. First, let us be honest about something. Budgets do not fail because people are bad at math. Budgets do not fail because the numbers are wrong. Budgets do not fail because budgeting is too complicated. They fail because of how people respond when the budget does not go to plan. And the most common response, the response that ends more budgets than anything else, is quitting cold turkey. Here is how it typically goes. In the first month, you build the budget. You follow it reasonably well, and that makes you feel good, over the moon even. Then month 2 comes by. Something happens, like an unexpected bill or a social event you did not plan for. In that moment, you chose short-term comfort over long-term discipline, and the whole budget is just tossed aside, all that hard work going down the drain. And then the thought arrives. I have already failed. I might as well start fresh next month. So you stop tracking and you stop allocating. You may even spend the rest of the month without a plan. And next month, the cycle begins again. This pattern has a name in psychology. It is called the what the hell effect. When people feel they have already violated a goal or a rule, they tend to abandon all restraint entirely. They tend to think that because the damage is already done, there is simply no point stopping now. The what the hell effect is well documented in research on self-regulation and goal pursuit, and it is particularly powerful in financial behavior because money decisions carry emotional weight. Failing your budget does not just feel like a logistical problem, it feels like a personal failing. And personal failings feel so much easier to postpone than to fix. Now let us talk about perfectionism specifically. Perfectionism in budgeting is the belief that the budget only counts if it is followed perfectly. It says that one deviation invalidates the whole effort, and that a budget you mostly followed is the same as a budget you did not follow at all. That belief is false. It has cost you, is most likely costing you, and if you don't change it, it will continue to cost you. Think about it this way. Imagine you are trying to get fitter. You commit to going to the gym 5 times a week. In week 3, you only go 3 times. Do you conclude that exercise does not work and stop going entirely? Of course not. 3 gym sessions in a week still move you forward. They still build the habit and will still deliver benefits. The same logic applies to budgeting. A budget you followed 80% of the time is infinitely more valuable than a budget you abandoned. The progress is real, even when the execution is imperfect. The habit is building, even when individual months fall short. Perfectionism turns budgeting into a pass or fail test, and anything that can be failed can be quit. The goal is not to pass the test. The goal is to ensure you keep going. So, what do you do when a budget month goes wrong? The answer is not to wait for next month. The answer is to respond immediately. Right now, today. Here is a 3-step response for when your budget goes off track. Step 1. Acknowledge what happened without judgment. Something went wrong. Make sure to name it. Is it an unexpected expense? Is it an emotional purchase? Or was it simply a week where you stopped paying attention? Name the thing, look at it clearly, and move on. Do not spiral. Do not catastrophize. Do not use this moment as evidence that you are bad with money. Step 2. Assess the damage. Open your statements. Look at where you overspent and by how much. Not to punish yourself, to understand what happened. Understanding the pattern is how you prevent it from repeating. Step 3. Adjust and continue. Do not wait for a new month, a new week, or a Monday. Adjust your budget today and keep going. A budget that gets adjusted mid-month is still a budget. It is still a plan, and it is still working. There is a concept in behavioral research called the fresh start effect. Researchers have found that people are more likely to pursue goals following temporal landmarks. For example, the start of a new week, a new month, a new year, or a birthday. These moments feel like a clean slate. They make you feel like the past is wiped and you can begin again. The fresh start effect is real and it can be useful, but it becomes a trap when it is the only way you give yourself permission to restart a budget. If you only allow yourself to restart on Mondays or on the first of the month or in January, you end up losing days, weeks, and months of progress every time something goes wrong. And things will always go wrong. That's just the way life is wired. The most financially resilient people are not the ones who never break their budget. They are the ones who can break their budget on a Wednesday and restart on a Thursday. They are the ones who do not need a temporary landmark to give themselves permission to keep going. Now, let us also address the version of this that is not about a bad month, but about starting over entirely. Some people abandon their budget after one bad month and build a completely new one from scratch the following month. Different categories, different allocations, different systems. The whole process makes them feel productive. It makes them feel like they are growing and learning. In reality, it doesn't. Starting from scratch every month means you never give a system long enough to work. Budgeting is a skill that improves with repetition and data. The longer you use the same budget, the more accurate it becomes because it is shaped by your actual spending patterns rather than your estimates. The budget that has been adjusted 12 times over 12 months is far more powerful than the budget built fresh every month, because it is built on 12 months of real data about how you actually spend money. Stick with the system. Learn from the hiccups. Adjust the budget if you need to, but do not replace it. Progress over perfection is not a motivational poster slogan. It is a practical financial strategy. It's the only way budgets actually work. And for a quick recap of what we covered today. Budgets do not fail because of bad math. They fail because of how people respond when things go wrong. The what the hell effect is the tendency to abandon all restraint after a perceived failure. Perfectionism turns budgeting into a pass or fail test, and anything that can be failed can be quit. When your budget goes off track, acknowledge without judgment, assess the damage, adjust, and continue. Do not wait for a new month. Do not start from scratch. Progress over perfection is not a slogan. It is how budgets actually work. And finally, your action step this week is simple. Think about the last time you abandoned a budget or a financial plan. What was the thought that preceded the abandonment? Write it down. That thought is the thing to address right now, not the budget. If you can fully name and face your reason or excuses, you can make progress with sticking to your budget. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Money Glow Up TV so you never miss a new video. And as always, if you have any questions or feedback, put them in the comments. I would really love to hear from you. See you in the next video.